Ladies and gents, welcome to the final rounds for DauT and for Yo. And this is the final round in Group A for these two, where they both are tied right now at 11 wins. They have just loved this group stage, I'm sure, because they have looked so strong. Both players come in here having lost one game. But while it's been a great performance from both of them, the way this format works, when we go to the playoffs, it is hugely important to win this series here if you are DauT and Yo. Winning this series means you go directly to the quarterfinals. All first-place players in the group do, which then means you are separated from all the other first-place players, which obviously is very good. But then you get a bye, so you don't have to play in a round of 12. And at least with the projected standings right now, we still don't know what happens in the other groups. Second place today may fall into a series against Tato in the round of 12. We've got DauT in the blue. DauT has gone for the Portuguese here, and then we've got Yo in the red, playing as the Byzantines. And to be completely honest with you, I'd love to break down and I'd love to talk about the history of how they played in this group, and I'm going to be doing that with other players. But with these two, it's a very simple introduction for me. They simply have looked, unbeatable at times, and they have been great all-around players with their strategy. Now, DauT, he's scouting around right now, but he didn't look for the berries. I guess he didn't see them. He should know that the berries are in that area. And so it is pretty notable that right now, maybe DauT will get lucky. Oh, DauT does get very lucky there. I was going to say it's notable that Yo was able to take the sheep and the cow from the little berry area here on Spiral. So Yo being the Byzantines. There's no early bonuses really at play for the Byzantines, but it's more about Castle Age onwards, and Yo makes it very difficult for him to be killed off. We've seen, I remember a really good comeback here on Spiral where he was the Lithuanians against Daniel in the first or second round. I think Yo will be very comfortable here with this pick. And Yo did play Spiral a bit more than DauT. And here comes Yo looking for the Dock Villager, and this is going to start off the series with a bang if he can kill a Villager here. And I don't think a Villager should go down. And that actually works out for DauT in a way. I mean, his dock is going to be delayed, but now the scout's a little bit weaker there for Yo. Yo, though, is going to actually loop right back to the shoreline. He's going to find the cow that he had done the work to free from the fence earlier. And so we've got a cow on the move back to Yo's base. And DauT may be a little bit frustrated by that one. So I know Yo pretty well, right? And it feels like an obvious play, right? I think Yo's opening here is just a forward dock. It's an easy path to just walk here and dock. You're Byzantines, you have the faster fire ship. I think Yo's definitely going to try that, and that's what DauT should be on alert for, I think, in early Feudal Age here. Look at that board lore from DauT. Pretty rough stuff. You don't see this from top players these days. I guess it's not that big a deal, but still shows that maybe he was a little disrupted by Yo. And Cow's still on the way back for Yo. We'll see if DauT ends up finding it. And we'll see if DauT with the Portuguese wants to focus on the berry area. Which still is really weird for me to say. Berry area. It just sounds like one word. Barrier. What is this? It's a barrier, not a berry area. I don't know. Sorry. Procaster over here. I've got to step my game up. But like being the Portuguese, considering you do get wood from this, I feel like this is an area you're going to want to take advantage of. But realistically, both kind of far away because this generation has placed the water pretty close to them. That does, of course, mean it's also a little bit more awkward for Yo to consider wandering forward. So, it's like pros and cons, right? If the water would have gone like this, you could say advantage Yo because then he could walk forward and dock the opponent a bit easier. If Yo wants to try this, by the way, if he wants to go for the approach I mentioned, he's going to have to walk right through the middle. And DauT's going to be able to Feudal Age faster. DauT also has the stronger scout. And one villager could easily be sniped. Speaking of, Yo, very active with his scout, is going to see that villager there from DauT. And he wants to see what DauT is up to here. And that's just going to be a barracks for DauT. Most likely a scout build for him, if I had to guess. And DauT brings his scout home. And DauT is keeping it close to the water. I like this play from DauT. I'm curious if Yo's still going to be bold to go forward. I'm seeing these villagers, so I actually think Yo, he might want to make a play for this. And DauT's still just keeping his scout around right now, and there's the barracks from Yo. could see Yo being a little patient with it and possibly making a Spearman or two. But again, feels like a good opportunity to maybe go forward and dock if you want to try that. Now, DauT's adding Militia, but in all honesty, like, this isn't really the best timing for it. If you wanted to go for Man-at-Arms, the Militia would have needed to come out a little bit faster to be extremely effective. But just because it's off from your standard timings doesn't mean it can't offer some value to him. And Yo kind of paying the price for losing some HP on his Scout earlier. He has to run away from this. He will catch a glimpse there on the Militia, and it's DauT that's going to take the dock to Yo. Now, Portuguese ships do have more HP. So well played DauT here. This is just not really what I had expected. Yo actually scouting with the fishing ship, though. This is the level we're talking about. He's not going to be surprised by it, guys, as he'll just make his own fire galley. But look at the fish. All the fish is right here. He actually took the fish that was down here. So it could be fairly easy for DauT, who's actually housed really badly right now. And he's since fixed that. Could be fairly easy for DauT to possibly get some damage in there still. DauT is Militia. They're here. It's offering something. It won't offer too much, though. And Yo has an archer range already. So Yo's going to be making defensive navy. And then he's going to be making range units. Now, DauT doesn't know there's a range yet. He might find out the hard way. And DauT's done a great job to keep this Scout alive as he goes for a range at home. Now, it's like, with a lot of these maps in TTL, right? It's like the openings can vary. You have so many different options, which means the scouting intel is the most important thing. DauT actually added a fire galley at home. I wonder if that was intentional. I'm going to assume it was, just because he thought Yo would try and return the favor. But it's your initial strategies, and then it's what type of transition are you going to go for? For Yo, it's the range, and we could even see him farming here soon, I'm sure. For DauT, he's gone for the range, and he's going for skirms, but economically, he's actually headed over here. And you see how Yo is scouting this at the moment? It's kind of fascinating. I think Yo will just assume DauT is not here, at least for the time being, because he's already checked it. The Spearman, though, does hit the Villager, and there's actually archers here as well. And DauT just didn't scout the range. He doesn't know it's archers yet, and we could see our first kill of the game here from Yo. I think he assumed as much because he had a skirmisher made. But one skirmisher is not going to be enough to fight this back. And the micro for DauT, not really the best here, as we have the micro happening on water. And on water, Yo's doing a really good job at defending this far. And here, DauT's going to lose an archer. And there, that villager's still exposed. Here, DauT just simply going for the fishing ships, which he may end up killing. But some awkward times for DauT, I would say, at the moment. He tries to save the Vill, but DauT will lose this villager. And the Eco KD is now 1-1. Yo only had 3 fishing ships. DauT might need to think about a demo here, but he hasn't killed all the fish. Good news for him, obviously, is his fishing ships are still alive. And he's over here. I think this is a really big deal, the fact that Yo didn't notice that. I do just want to check. Yeah, Yo's Scout is moving around the map, but he did not scout this. Now watch see if I can find a moment to show this to you. It's actually a really important detail. And DauT can't kill the fishing ship because Yo's repairing it. That's so sick. I mean, Yo's just come over here now and also sees DauT isn't here. I think he's going to go right back here. Watch the deer. See the deer moving? If you've scouted it, you could see the deer movement, and the deer wouldn't move like that if there wasn't a reason for it. I know it feels like, for some of you guys, you're going to be like, you got to be kidding me. There's no way. But no, players will look for that. Now, I know there hasn't been a ton of deer movement, though. But funnily enough, like, DauT is paranoid because he just assumes Yo is going to go there because he's exposed. And now DauT will see that Yo is actually headed this way. So the skirmishers kind of split up right now for DauT. We see a market at home from Yo. So that's an indicator that Yo will think about going up to Castle Age soon. And whether or not Yo is going to find this, I'm not sure. But DauT needs to defend from this little force that Yo has right now. He could easily do it with his skirmishers, but it does. The micro does matter here. And DauT will need to get some value from his scouts as well. DauT, so far, he just needs to take care of the archers. He's taken care of one of the 3. But I guess it was 4. There's now 3 again because of follow-up archers come in. And Yo still scouting this map. It almost seems like auto-scout for me. And DauT's going to maybe chase that down. And Yo runs away. Weak scout for for Yo will eventually die. And Yo just going to try and loop on home now. Really good stuff from Yo to not fully overextend with this army. We'll see if he can get away. DauT needs to kill this army. This army needs to be stopped, right? And this scout's really nice to help with that. And honestly, all of this will go down for Yo. Very well played for DauT. He needed that because he hasn't clicked up to the next stage yet. But DauT's favorite building, the market, sells the stone, buys a ton of food, sells some wood. And just like that, DauT's going to click up to the next stage. He is going to be a minute behind Yo. And Yo, while he was passing here, was able to see that DauT is indeed in this area. That's my concern for DauT now is like, you're on skirmishers right now. How are you supposed to stop a couple knights killing this area? Also, really important reminder, there's limited gold next to their TCs. So Yo most likely will TC this side because he scouted it all. So he's going to have a lot of focus on this western side. And I'm not sure about DauT scouting. DauT hasn't really scouted those extra regions at all. I mean, he does see that gold. So he should know. The only game that DauT played on Spiral in the group stage was a game against Lix, which was the messiest game that DauT played. It was not a normal Spiral game. Lix did some weird things, right? So it didn't really play out in a way that I think like clicked for a normal Spiral game. Yo's game against DauT, against Daniel, I'm remembering, that game was pretty ridiculous, and Yo's going to actually just open with a camel here. And yeah, look at the scouting. Paying off already. He's knowing about it. He's thinking about it. Yo knows this map really well. DauT, he could lose this whole position here in a moment. Like, he's got to leave, and he is going to leave. And look at Yo here. He's even going to take this other area. He's got the spearman waiting there. And just like, all right, good. No berries for you. No map control for you. What are you going to make? Knights against my skirms? Good, I've got cheap camels. And this is going to be really tough for DauT to recover now. Obviously very doable. But this is not a TC location you want here. I think this is a TC he places because he simply hasn't really scouted this area or because he's panicked. Zio did not really allow himself to be broken with the Byzantines. DauT's early attack wasn't able to dominate water. Yo scouted it so well. And it's advantage Yo right now in game number 1 here in this series. He does, he probably should. I know his skirms are cheap. He probably should try and keep a few more skirmishers alive if he's able to. But he doesn't really seem to care. DauT's TC completes. And really curious to see how DauT plans to break Yo now. He will have some monks on the way, but it's the golden come for DauT I'm worried about. He doesn't have any real accessible safe golds. I would not consider this to be safe. I would not consider this to be safe. And I think Yo's going to even outpost. I said Yo had some villagers on stone. I was thinking maybe he'd go to stone specifically for the outposts. But like, look, Yo's sitting here. He knows. He's like, all right. He's going to run out of this. Maybe he's on this gold. You might even see Yo send some leftover units this way to go check the area. Yo is so smart in how he plays the game. It is so fun. Like, both these players are similar in that they're not really that fast compared to some other names in our scene. But they just understand the game so well. DauT needs to find... I mean, he needs to lock down areas first for himself. But then he's going to need to find engagements. The positive for him is he's got knights. And DauT will scout this, not see anything, and probably think, all right, I'm free to send some villagers over here soon. And maybe he's not, though, because the camels for Yo arrive. Yo's eco upgrade's looking much better than DauT here. Remember, Yo didn't have to use the market to click up to the next stage. The leftover fishing ships for DauT are being attacked by camels. Not the biggest deal, obviously. But look at Yo. He sees these 2 knights. He's chasing down the 2 knights with those camels. Here, Yo will hear the Wololos from DauT and will just run away. And DauT is taking a big risk with that TC. Maybe he feels like he needs to take some risks now. But, all that said, one thing that DauT has done an extraordinary job at here, guys, is his idle TC time is really low. He's got 18 seconds of idle TC. He's almost out of this gold. He's got 30 more gold there, so he needs this gold, which he's going to mine. And there goes the TC. I want to check resources collected here. Resources collected. DauT is ahead. Not ahead in food, but he is ahead in wood and gold, which obviously is very helpful. Yo moved the archer here just to check. And he's going to maybe move the archer somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but Yo's going to eventually build up here a pretty large force. Yo, knowing that DauT is relying on monks, is going for light cap now. He feels like the camels are obviously the answer to the knights, but Yo could just lose his camels to the monks. So Yo's going to go over with a little scouting expedition with 2 light cap to kill some monks. Yo does not know that there is a TC here from DauT, and there's a monk. Obviously, we know that monk's exposed now, so Yo's going to probably loop around and try and kill it. And DauT has to bring his knights over. Now, here are the camels, and DauT needs to convert here, and DauT doesn't realize. That could have been 2 conversions for DauT. It's 0, and he loses 3 monks, and Yo is building up stone for a castle. He does not see the TC until now, so now he'll know there's a town center there. And honestly, I think Yo is already looking for a target. You know, this whole game plan is just map control, build up for a castle, build a castle in a great location. It's just kind of a weird spot to drop a castle, in all honesty. Like, obviously, it's great to castle drop someone's TC, but there's no stone and gold here. It's just berries. You almost want to give DauT the berries and maybe try and take this, but then you have to run past the TC. It's all so weird. It's just... You know, I really feel like the locations for DauT, it hasn't really clicked as much as the eco locations for Yo. But you got to place the safe castles, and your Byzantines, obviously here you know you're going to find some value, so we'll see what happens there. Light cap for Yo, going to kill another villager. Only 8 eco killed in this entire game, if you were to add up the stats here. And here comes that castle from Yo, and DauT's going to see this, and DauT's going to have to build his own castle. And how does this always happen? How is it always a story with this player? It's not, we're not even memeing here. Like, it's just a legitimate situation where DauT needs his own castle. And if DauT could kill the villagers from Yo, DauT could stay in this. Both players could have their castles denied. Now, it is less likely that DauT's gets denied because he's got the TC here and he has more villagers. And he's also had knights versus the vills there. And DauT, 80% on that castle. Yo, 85% on that castle. And, well, both castles are actually going to go up here. And then what? Do you petard? I mean, they might have the same architecture here, folks. But that is a Byzantine castle with 6,200 HP. And that is a Portuguese castle, which is very much a normal castle, 4,800 HP. Castle v Castle War, it's Byzantines all the way. And Yo just clicks up to Imp. Now all these villagers for DauT have to run over here. Again, look at the TC locations. I think we're seeing a very prepared Yo, and a Yo that is very comfortable on the map. Like, you know, here it really just feels like you gotta know about the gold. You gotta TC the gold, right? TCing 2 berries? A sign to me that things aren't quite clicking. At least on the same level that things are clicking for Yo right now. Also, just feels like the Byzantines pick. It was a later pick for Yo. I mean, it was still a pick that he valued pretty high in his draft, all things considered. But he knew as long as I don't break to anything in feudal, I just take it to late game, and I just boom. And Yo's, you know, up against a player here in DauT who's very similar to him in that, where it's a lot of eco and a lot of late game strategy. And I think that's why, if you look at their tournament results over the last couple of years, Yo has had the edge over DauT. It's because they're very similar. I think Yo has got a little bit more preciseness to his game at times. And I'm struggling to see what DauT can realistically do against Yo here, guys, in this game. Obviously, if Yo were to win this game, DauT would then need to win the next 2. Very doable for DauT. DauT's got a home map. I'm sure DauT's prepared. But that is a whole lot of camels right now. A whole lot of economic and military upgrades coming in for Yo. And Yo is going to trap down this castle here from DauT. Like, that castle will be gone. Yo's castle will stand. Yo's got 3 relics. Yo's got vision all over the map. He's got control here. I'm not sure exactly why DauT's villagers were topping those trees. I think he just ran out of wood here. And DauT taps out. He knows there's no chance here Yo, I don't want to say he slapped out around here. I don't want to say he necessarily dominated him. But he was just slightly better the whole way through. And that added up big time here. And for DauT, I like the initial opening where he went for the dock. But guys, it's just like the small moments with Yo that really make you appreciate this guy. So many players have been surprised by this. And he checked, right? Like, he straight up checked. He was like, okay, this is a opportunity for my opponent. And then he knew. So this didn't surprise him. He was built up towards a range anyways. Had some nice counterattacks. And, I mean, you go forward in that game, even just like 4 minutes from there. And if you look at the eco transitions, I probably should go like 2 minutes beyond this. You look at the eco transitions and you look at the balance, like there's a point. I'm just basically building up towards that part where, yeah, like right here, Yo does use the market a little bit. I apologize. I guess I said he didn't. But it just feels like the order of events just flowed super nicely here for Yo. Like at this point, 750 food for Yo, just 10 for DauT, who was stuck on skirmishers and scouts. But a great game from Yo. DauT now needs to win 2 straight. It's still just to play all 3. Okay? Every win matters for $40 as well, which is obviously great for them. There's no other group ramifications here. It is first place and second place. That is what is decided in this group. And we will find that out here over the next hour or so. But a good game to open up the series. Excited to see the next one because DauT is going to pick a map that he and Yo both have not played much in group stage. All right, so as we catch up to live time, this is the home map for DauT. And all 3 games are played regardless, guys. So if Yo were to win this game, obviously we know Yo is first, but we'll still get 2 more games. This game and the next. Yo's gone for the Spanish. This is the first time I've seen Spanish picked. And I'm also very surprised that he's gone for the Spanish when he had the Berbers. Feels like the Berbers can be really nice when trying to walk over here to the coast. Or sorry, not the coast, the mountain, as we call it on this map. But, you know, Yo played this map before with the Berbers. He was up against a lot of aggression on land and somehow survived. And I think we're going to have a very similar game here. So I've been thinking that we would see this a bit more frequently. And love the fact that DauT's picked the Japanese. DauT's going for the dock approach early. So what players have been doing is, since it's a nomad start, they build their TC with 5 villagers. They build the dock with the 6th. And it's really easy for the Japanese to be flexible with early fish. Little surprising that DauT's going for the early lumber camp. That's not an approach that players oftentimes go for. Usually players are chopping the straggler trees to make the first couple fishing ships. Not so surprising that Yo's trying this. Yo's going to wood early. He's probably still will dock. But actually, I take it back. It is pretty surprising if he doesn't dock at all. I thought there'd be a Vil here for now. Yeah, the build that I saw in gold from Dragonstar, and then tested myself, and then have since seen many times. And it's won or lost, but I think that's what DauT wants to do, especially against the Spanish. Yo is so good with his unique units, and Spanish have the Conquistador, which can be really tough to stop. So I think this whole game plan for DauT is going to revolve around taking control of land, and that could be men-at-arms and archers. And I've seen the players that are doing the build I'm thinking of, they make the barracks in the middle where it's really hard to scout it, because Yo might be scouting this region. I'm still surprised. Like, why does DauT not have wood income? Why have we docked, but we have 1 on wood? I say we, obviously, you know, not DauT here, but it's just a weird decision. Yo also hasn't docked yet, and Yo has wood, so kind of interesting from both of them. And again, they haven't played the map a ton compared to other players. No doubt, had definitely been practicing some stuff because at one point he gave feedback on the map, Coast to Mountain, and asked us if a generation was standard. And wow, DauT clicks up at 16 population here. He's just skipping the fish entirely, and I think Yo is actually kind of doing the same. I don't think Yo is expecting this type of an uptime from DauT. Because he's expecting, when he sees the dock, he's expecting to see fish. Now let's check DauT's scouting. DauT checked the shoreline, sees that Yo didn't dock. This camel's super important. And yeah, what you like to do on this map is you like to slowly wall this region. I think Yo thinks he has time. But God, this uptime is incredibly fast. Like, you might not be able to afford too much with this, in all honesty. You're at the limit with res. You definitely can't go man-at-arms now because you're just not going to be able to afford it. The barracks timing's going to be off. The food's barely going to be there. This has to be fast archers, I guess. So maybe fast archers for DauT, and then he could slowly add fish behind. Meanwhile, Yo's going fast castle. He's brought in tons of food. He just wants to wall. He thinks his opponent's got fish. I'm sure in some way that Yo is expecting pressure. And hold on, does Yo see the ostrich moving? I think DauT. He's going to be spotted here by Yo. He was brought his camel home just to check. Now, this strategy that Yo's doing would be completely neutralized if they started with the scout instead, because then DauT would be attacking with this thing, right, and denying the walls. But Spanish builders build faster. Yo sees that his opponent's up. He does not see the barracks here. But again, DauT's economy is not great compared to his opponents right now. Forget eco upgrades. And Yo's collected a lot more res because he just had more eco. DauT's still checking the shoreline where Yo will not have a dock, so I could see DauT occasionally trying to go for fishing ships. So I think DauT's gone up too early. Like, I think you can achieve a lot of pressure if you go up a little bit later as well, DauT. But, like, he just can't afford anything. He simply made a spearman, and he's now making a tower. It almost feels as though DauT was expecting more opportunity here. And now, obviously, the tower's been spotted. Yo sees this. And Yo's like, oh. Okay, and DauT's adding a fire galley. His opponent doesn't even have fish. So, I mean, it's not going to be perfect for Yo, but neither players had fishing ships. And because DauT clicked up so quickly, and because DauT has had 3 villagers on the move, he only had 16 villagers. Like, this is extremely desperate from DauT. And it looks, it looks borderline clueless. Like, he's like, I don't know what to do now. And to arrive to that type of stage now, considering DauT's won so much, is not something you would have expected here today for the Lord. Yo just is walled up. You could just simply make a couple more walls. DauT desperate to break through, but break through with spearmen. And, I mean, this is the dream for Yo, right? Like, it's like, oh, okay. Spearman attack? And now I go to stone and just make a defensive tower? Okay. Oh darn. I'm Spanish and I have to make a defensive tower? Oh, shoot. Now, DauT is going to try and block this so the spearman can get in. He's using the camel here, which is really smart. He's going to be worried about this, and Yo's going to be able to get through there and drop a piece of stone wall real quickly. And DauT just now adding his first fishing ship. He has had no benefit to having water as of yet. Remember, he spent wood on the dock. I guess he did have the villager that was on the shorefish. And Yo will drop a market, Yo will drop a blacksmith, and Yo's going to click up. This is game over. Yo is first place. Yo will be first place, and DauT will be second in the group. There's no way that DauT wins this game, right? I think Yo, this is one of the easiest defenses Yo's had all of group stage. Like, he had to work so much harder against the land rush we saw against him in in one of the earlier rounds. I forget actually who he played. But Yo will click up to castle. If there's any threat from DauT's play, Yo can just stonewall or make towers. And Yo has enough hunt back here. The downside for him is he's not really going to be able to make that many conquistadors, but the positive, obviously, is it's not like DauT's got a crazy fish boom. Arbe says, this is like something you try in practice game and then notice it's actually not good. Yeah, like this here is, in my opinion, a build that should never work. I think that DauT maybe didn't... I think maybe he switched what he had tried in the past, which was on the back of a bit of a fish boom. Like, he's desperate now, guys. He's going to try and run underneath this TC right now. Yo knows it. DauT is going to run underneath DauT's TC here on Costa Mountain. DauT. This is what you've come to. He knows. I mean, credit to him for recognizing he's completely dead if he doesn't get through. But he's not going to get through. And now he's underneath a TC. Now, it's funny, actually, because there's only just 3 villagers here. But DauT knows he's going to be screwed. So he's like, well, let's give it a shot just passing. And well played from Yo there. Well, very well played from Yo. Because a lot of players aren't going to expect DauT to try that there. And DauT, he wasn't on stone this whole time, and so, you know, now he's going to make a tower and whatnot, but feels like DauT's never going to reach Castle Age, which is the problem. And this tower, it didn't do anything. If you go back and watch Dragonstar versus Slam in gold, if you're really curious about the build, please do. And then Daniel against Valis, another example from this group, actually, on how the forward play can work with Man-at-Arms in a range. But it was just... DauT just clicked up way too fast. And he didn't have the resources to really do anything. 3 fishing ships for the Lord. Score lead for the Lord. Positives there. Yo just casually going to rewall behind this and farm for a little bit. And Yo's going to drop a castle here, which will eventually shoot down DauT's tower, of course. And further secure this area in the back. DauT will have villagers exposed everywhere. And I'm fear for him once one Conquistador shows up to his base. Like, he is playing extremely open. Still needs to find some kills if he can. And honestly, Yo might even rewall this. I think Yo's going to walk around and just drop a house here at some point. Just to make sure this army gets trapped and the villagers get trapped. But again, Yo can't afford that many Conquistadors because he doesn't have the food eco, and he spent a lot of his res to click up. So if DauT can hold against the initial Conquistadors, this could be good. If DauT could maybe stonewall everything at home. Still, villagers have to go to work from his TC, right? So he's going to have to find an area there, but... There's potential positives for DauT here. The problem I see here is there's nothing really threatening happening for DauT against Yo right now. So Yo's just going to waltz right into DauT's eco. Like, this Conquistador goes forward. And the camel for DauT, for Yo rather, is going to probably lead the way with the scouting. So yeah, one Conquistador can end your day and you still haven't clicked up to the next stage. And Yo could find this and kill 4 villagers. Yo actually seems to be looking over here, paranoid at where DauT may go. Guys, if DauT stays in this, if DauT does not take losses to Yo here with the faster Castle Age, DauT could be in a good spot. It feels like it's just so much work to do in such little period of time, but Yo didn't exactly scout things here, right? So had he scouted this ahead of time, he would know that this is blocked, and then he could actually have come here. DauT might have even seen the Conquistador. Yo sees the walls are up now. Yo's still checking for maybe where these villagers are going to go. Lots of archers and skirms for DauT. Maybe the archers and skirms could hold, and maybe DauT could be okay here. As the Conquistador gets found by feudal age skirms. Yo's going to micro down these skirms, but it is still DauT not taking eco losses. I'm going to check res collected here just a second. I mean, it's even right now. And maybe we could see DauT going into cav archers or something in the long run. I am curious about the long run, though. Like, I still feel as though Yo is going to be able... He still has like 4 minutes at least until DauT's in Castle Age to upgrade these units. So the Conquistadors could do so well. And Yo's just going to drop the monastery here, start to think about late game with relics. In the late game, I think Japanese can do well against the Spanish. But I definitely would prefer the Spanish too. If Yo wins this game, we have a fun final game, but we will know that Yo will be first place in TTL. Yo has lost 1 game, and DauT has lost 2 all of group stage against really good players. At least DauT was able to get the stone walls down. Right? That's a positive. Andy's got the fish boom. These villagers are still alive. He's actually hasn't killed a unit yet, and he's lost 10. So that's not good. That's really bad, actually. But again, a positive for DauT, right? He drops the tower, and he's stonewalled over here. So he's actually okay. He's still just going to get sniped by Conquistadors. That's just... It's disappointing to see because, you know, if DauT maybe did this because he was scared of Spanish, right? Because Yo so good with the Spanish. And he wanted to pressure because he thought Yo might go fast castle. There's honestly, I think there's just better ways to execute on it. At least that I've seen out there. But, you know, you just expect certain things from certain names. And for DauT especially, to go for an offensive build that doesn't have a lot of eco behind it there. Definitely a little surprising for me. And resources are certainly still climbing for him. And Yo hasn't finished the game. Yo getting relics right now with the monks in the middle of the map. And Yo's camel has now found DauT's villagers here. And there's more villagers there than went forward. So DauT's just taking that stone. You could see Yo be a little distracted here. And he's going to drop a siege workshop in the middle of the map here in a second. So DauT hasn't killed a unit. 11-0 KD for Yo. Feels like the dream of a start for Yo. But DauT's collected more resources. And he's adding a second TC. He's getting elite skirmisher. I mean, this isn't out of the question for DauT to possibly come back. I do think the lack of skirmisher numbers is going to be an issue. And the fact that Yo is going to have siege will be a pretty big deal. I also think that these villagers are going to be found soon. And I'm not sure if DauT realized that the camel went there. DauT's going to go forward and see the siege workshop, though. And Yo is actually just making a ram, I think, so he can go for this tower. I feel like DauT should TC here, but then again, it's like such a weird spot to defend. Realistically, maybe you'd want to TC over here on your hill. DauT getting ballistics now. And DauT patrolling on the shoreline now, or the coast. Again, added another dock here, adding more fishing ships. His eco is still better than Yo's from what we're seeing. Yo is still on 1 TC. It is a really healthy 1 TC eco for Yo, but he is only on 1 TC, and DauT is on 2. Yo, 15 kills, make it 16 kills and 1 death. And DauT has an outpost here, so he should see the ram is on the way. Now, if it's just the ram, you just use villagers to attack the ram. But if the conquistadors are here too, you're like, oh crap, this sucks. And now your skirms have to go defend that area. And I don't know if Yo's paying attention here, but it kind of feels like he is. And DauT does the right thing. Just garrison in the tower, hope for the best. Villager goes down there. All these vills will die. Megano for Yo. He gets a hit on the skirms. DauT's skirms could be really effective against the conks. And the other villagers, I don't even know where they went. Oh, they're right there. They died. And yeah, those skirms are going to head over for those conquistadors. Yo will see this. DauT's villagers are living the wildest life ever right now. And they're like, save me, please. You make a transport here? I mean, ballistics being in means that conquistadors will struggle a little bit. Still no second TC yet for Yo, as DauT's up to 65 eco. So I don't know, like maybe the whole idea, the strat, as the skirms get completely smashed now, maybe the whole thought is it's kind of okay if you don't kill that much, as long as you have the water. I don't feel like DauT will feel like he would have wanted certain things to go differently. But at this point, you know, he's got a pretty significant eco lead. And these villagers and the skirms kind of buying DauT a little bit of time right now. Has not been easy for Yo to push forward at all. And Yo just now dropping the second TC. And Yo has prioritized map control. He doesn't really have a whole lot of map control now. He's controlling the right corner. Great decision from DauT, who adds a demo. A great decision from DauT to just run to the corner here. Very well played. That's perfect. So skirms killed quite a few conquistadors there as well. And he gets another conquistador. I mean, I actually think what DauT needs now is he needs ranges at home and he needs cav archers with the skirms. DauT's going to lose his dock there. And there's TC number 3 for Yo. I'm pretty sure Yo at the moment feels like there's no way I can lose this game. Think about how much he's killed. He's probably like, score is a lie. That's because he has fish and I don't. But he is behind by 10 vills. Yo has 3 relics as well, so it's like conquistadors, relics, a ridiculous KD. Like, this is just the dream scenario for Yo. But could get pretty dreamy for DauT. Especially considering he has the ballistics upgrade. Now the conks will one-shot the skirms, which is an issue. And Yo doesn't really seem to care about them. And Conquistador is a pretty strong unit. In case you didn't know, this is why Yo picked them. DauT's going to try and get a castle here. Honestly, feels like a really important castle to get down. You have to protect this area in the long run. You're kind of protected elsewhere with stone walls. Fishing ship was just converted here by Yo, which is kind of funny. DauT's producing from his forward range and sending units home. He needs more ranges. He's adding them now. At what point does Yo see this TC and try and come forward to castle drop it, is my question. Yo's going to more stone now. At what point does Yo just start to attack this house and start to break through there, is another question. Res collected, if you're curious. 2,000 more resources collected for the Lord. Feels like an amazing position for Yo to potentially push. So DauT needs more army. He's dropping more ranges. I think skirms and cav archers will be needed. You need something more against the siege, DauT. You need something more against the knights that we're going to see from Yo as well. There's that siege. Monk's going to get shot down. DauT probably hoping for a conversion there. Even a stable for DauT. DauT's definitely going to go cav archers if he's adding a stable, I think. I don't think he's going to add knights to kill the siege, because that's unrealistic. A little sloppy from DauT there as the monk hops out and goes down, so he forgot about it. And this TC is now kind of rendered useless. Knight for Yo. Will encounter the skirm. He does know about the mining camp there. He'll find out about the TC. So it definitely feels forward castle territory for Yo. He actually has brought villagers. But I think this area is actually more important. There's no stone and gold here. Feels great to castle drop someone starting TC. DauT's got a ton of skirmishers. Oh my goodness. He is going to add some knights too. Yo just needs 2 more stone. He's got the stone. He's going to drop the castle there. I like this castle more than I would have liked the castle on the TC. I think Yo doesn't realize how good DauT's economy is right now. DauT's just going to go full skirmisher and archer, apparently. So he'll get the crossbow upgrade, but this could be denied. It's only 5 villagers. It is Spanish, and there is a Mangonel. We get to see true DauT micro here. Yeah, DauT's going to use the knights against the Mango, and then hope to deny the castle. He needs to deny this castle. The knights are not going to get many hits. DauT has to use his skirms. He splits, but not exactly away from the shots. The castle is not being built right now. DauT has stone income, so he could maybe build his own castle. He's round 2 for DauT micro. He does dodge the shot there, but it just feels like he just doesn't have enough to it. That's why I was thinking maybe a few cav archers could be so good. And that castle for Yo will go up. DauT is going to struggle for balance now. And Yo is on the way to the Imperial Age. So what do you do now if you're DauT? This TC will probably go down. The positive, obviously, is that Yo is at the bottom of the hill. So if DauT can go imp and have a castle at the top of the hill, it'll have a good position. DauT's sending his big army this way. I mean, Yo doesn't really have a lot of army. He can't stop this army from DauT. That is a strong army. Also, DauT not clicking crossbow. There it is, finally. Yo hoping to add more stables on the front of his base right now. Like, again, I think Yo is playing this game like I can never lose. He's played so smooth. Look at the KD. I don't think he realizes how good DauT's economy actually is. And Yo wants to just go for knights in the long run. He's going to drop a TC here to protect that gold further. And he will see DauT's army now. I like the choices, and I like this from DauT as well. Send the villagers versus the Mango. Keep the TC alive. Yo sees it immediately, of course, and backs away. I like the choice to go knights instead of conks here. I think it makes a lot of sense, and Yo checking here to see that DauT is not located here as DauT now clicks up to imp. The fact that Spanish get a little bit of gold for each technology, the fact that Spanish don't have to spend gold on their blacksmith techs, super big right now for Yo. He actually almost ran out of the gold here. And he can't take this gold. That is DauT's win condition, guys. Holding the golds. But Yo has these golds. And Yo has, of course, the opportunity to expand down to these golds. If you're wondering the Imperial Age TC for DauT, he's safe. It's in this TC, so he'll be okay. DauT could also be trebbed down here. But, you know, the villagers, while they'll be exposed, it's going to be all right. Yo only has 6 knights. And he's in the Imperial Age now. We have Cavalier and we have Final Armor. And DauT should now know that it's going to be stable units for Yo, because he came forward and saw the stables. And he wisely saves this army. That army is going to be really valuable for him. Yo just slowly ramming things down. He will chase down DauT's Knight, sorry. I think DauT has a real opportunity if he can get onto Halb here. My worry is, how does DauT protect this area from going down? And then it's like he gets super squished in this area. He's going to lose the majority of his food eco, actually. Because this is where his farms are. He will lose houses. He is losing houses, so he's population capped. And he's not really able to accomplish a ton with this army right now. Yo actually knows about this castle and already has a Treb there. DauT with no answer to the Trebs at the moment. And Yo also just going to make a trebuchet from here just to go for the TCs. Cavaliers in, Yo on the prowl, and Yo wants first place. And to be honest, you know, in this series as a whole, it has looked so clean for Yo. Game 1 was amazing. Game 2 has looked awesome. DauT has had a better performance off the back of his feudal age position than I ever thought possible. I thought it was just game over. I was so wrong there. He is Japanese, right? So he can make lots of pikes. He's still got big archer mass. But think of the work he's going to have to do to protect this area as well. And now he's going to realize that Yo is here. And so it's just like, you got to defend this area. You got to defend the other area. And you're just going to get squished. Conquistador is still really hard unit to stop right now. And the Cavalier for Yo is going to join. So it feels like ever since early Castle Age for Yo has just had so much initiative. And he planned for the late game. He went for the relics. And he knew that killing DauT would be difficult. And I think, honestly, what Yo might be missing now is just maybe some bombard cannons or some siege here. DauT will run out of stone to repair that castle eventually, but DauT has kept this TC alive. He's brought his ranged units home. That is a big ball of army. He's got 60 army. And he'll take out the Trep. He can't push past Yo's castle, which is kind of awkward. But Yo, he's probably left a little unsatisfied with how little damage he was able to do there. Now, obviously, going to shift his focus here, where DauT's got some Halbs going in to try and take out the Trebs from Yo. And then here, Yo's Conquistadors and Cavaliers still looking for damage. But I love this from Yo. He goes, all right, he's probably going to bring everything back, right? Let's actually just dive in with Cavalier again. And now DauT's probably like, ugh, and has to like groan. Because that's at least the feelings I feel in these situations, as now more Cavs going to run into my base. And then Yo's like, I saw your Halbs go back, you fool. And now I'm not going in. And it's just like such a good play. And DauT needs Halbs to protect his Trebs. DauT's out of stone to repair his castles. Yo is still repairing his Trebs. And the Cavalier are going to find an opening to get one of them. This is huge. Like, DauT needs his Trebs to stay alive. DauT has a real chance if he could just Treb down Yo's Trebs. Because Yo didn't show up with enough Trebs to really go for the kill there. So DauT holds. And for now, he still has the Trebs firing on the one single Treb from Yo. Yo's Conquistadors backing away, killing the Halbs. Has another Treb here, of course. Could be really problematic for DauT's economy. What DauT could maybe do, though, if this Treb gets taken out, which I think it will be soon, he could just push this castle, and then Yo has problems as well. This TC will go down, though. Oh, God. Big losses for DauT. Big losses for DauT. And he needs this eco. This food eco is so critical for him to have a chance in this game. He can't really afford many more upgrades on his units. Yo is starting to make skirmishers now, which is actually the perfect unit against what DauT is making. DauT's make archers, skirms, and Halbs. So Yo will actually have more upgrades on his skirms as well, so his skirms will be superior. And Skirm Conquistador feels like the perfect play. Now, DauT's trebuchets will be exposed here. I don't know if DauT can actually push now. But maybe he can deal with this first. If he takes this out, then maybe he could force some reactions from Yo, but I just don't think it's there. I think Yo, with that eco lead now and the long-term positioning he has, he's going to end up taking these trebuchets. Probably build up more Trebs here to be able to take out DauT. DauT is just completely constricted at the moment, as he sits at 130 pop. He's never able to get any villagers over here. The only villagers he got on the coast were the villagers that eventually died on Yo's side. Yo could lose all of his Cavalier and all of his conks, though. And Yo will lose his castle. Yeah, that's a positive. But that is DauT's side, right? There's no golden stone here anymore. I think Yo will be very happy to give this up. He won't be happy to lose his conks. In fact, he probably should run. But this is what he wants. This is his focus now. Yo with enough resources to click Paladin, which I assume he will do here in a moment. So it will be Skirmisher, it will be Paladin, DauT, out of position, out of resources. And DauT loses one of his 2 trebs, which obviously he really needs to defend this position now. Yo, I like how he learned his lesson here. He finally gets the hill. He's like right up on the edge of the map there with the trebs. And DauT's not going to have any trebs here in defense now. And I think the second this castle's down, Yo steamrolls this position. Yo will steamroll the next position. And this will mean that Yo will be first place in this group. Even if DauT gets 3-0'd here today, he's still second and had a really good group stage. But I think he'll be disappointed. DauT's a competitor, right? He was probably feeling really good about his performances. He actually gave me a hard time on his stream because he looked at my predictions. And when I predicted Yo 2-1 victory, he gave me a hard time for it. I think DauT, he kind of used that stuff as motivation, and I think he felt really good about the series. You know, all the way back at the start, you know, at least when he gave me a hard time. And, you know, it's kind of my tricky spot, right? I've got to, when we're doing a prediction contest, I've got to say what I think, and I do so in the games as well. And it has thus far been all Yo today, and this is where DauT will run out of steam. The Paladins will steamroll. There's not enough halbs. There's barely any halbs at all for DauT. DauT's unable to take out these trebs. Anything he uses to engage against those trebs will die. DauT's pop down to 120. There's 20 Paladins for Yo with all 5 relics. 20 plus on gold. And he's expanding to more golds and stones as we speak here on the coast. And DauT will be left a little bit dejected after this, possibly. It's because he'll know he's going to the playoffs. And from what we know, there's actually a high possibility he will end up facing a teammate in the playoffs if his teammates don't get the jobs done too. So Yo wins the series. We have a final game, $40 on the line per win. Yo has only lost 1 game the entire group stage. Crazy, crazy stuff. The final game will be on Yo's home map, which I think is Graveyards. And again, no changes in the group standings at this point forward, as we knew the situation coming into it. The opening from DauT, like, he played so well after a disastrous opening, right? Feel like you can control the opening more than you can control everything else in this game. Because the opening's before any real crazy stuff happens. The opening, in my opinion, it didn't give DauT a chance of having success here. It didn't have great eco. It didn't have a lot to really push with. All Yo really had to do was wall. And credit to Yo for getting the timings down. Credit to Yo for the defense. Yo obviously has made this entire series look so easy, which is what's so cool about the guy. But I think it just genuinely some weaknesses that we've seen it before. Yo was really put to the test against Man-at-Arm Tower before from Japanese, Man-at-Arm Archer before. But, you know, DauT he's just had so little. He didn't have any fish despite the dock opening. He had the barracks late, so he couldn't make militia. He wasn't on stone for more towers. He wasn't on gold. Like, it just went up too fast, honestly. I think you can go up a minute or two later, have a little bit more. So good from Yo. It's crazy to me how Yo, in early cast lates, could have gone for the kill, and so many players would, and he's just like, well, late game. This goes late. It's DauT. I'm going to get relics. I'm going to expand. Like, he just knew. I can't kill the guy. But what I can do is I can make sure I have the best position going to the late game. All right, so more games for our entertainment here. Switch the colors, sorry. And the final game for Yo and DauT in the group stage. So what we do know now is that Yo will go to the quarterfinals. We obviously don't know who we'll be up against and how the whole bracket looks. But we also know that DauT will be going up against 3rd place in Group D, right? Because he'll be in 2nd place in the playoffs. And 3rd place in Group D is going to either be Viper or Tato. We will not know today either. The next series we're going to see is going to be Viper versus Leary. That could guarantee who is second place, but we just don't know yet. So, yeah. Obviously, it's going to be a GL matchup in the round of 12. Yo had something to say about that today, and Yo already won the series, already going into the quarters. He wants another win here. And right now, he's sitting at 13 wins and 1 loss after the entirety of the group stage. It would be sick for him to end up with 14 wins. And he's stolen 2 sheep from DauT. He's come forward with the eagle. He's probably thinking about it. And this, oh God, this could be brutal. The sheep were already stolen. And if he sees these sheep on the way back, he might double back for, oh my God, Yo, with no mercy today. And you absolutely should. Like, I know that it's already established where you're going, but you play to win here, right? I think DauT, he saw that. He saw that his boar is gone, and DauT's going to try and block this now. So what you have to do is you have to go in a straight line. And you'll see the boar in the fog, but not the eagle, and he's found this now. Now, the scout is a little bit faster than the eagle, so I agree with getting the hit initially, but there's a point here where you have to just simply try and block the eagle DauT. If you just attack the whole time, he might make it back with this. Maybe now you click in front of it and get the block down so the boar can help. But Yo is going to bring this home, and DauT now tries to block the boar, and I mean, we don't know what happens there in the event that DauT tries to block the eagle, but I was surprised he didn't try and block the eagle at all. It feels like you just got to know Yo is going to be able to get it back, and let's see what DauT can find here on his attempt to lame. Needs to counter lame. He did bring in a boar for now, and he will see a boar from Yo. So I think you take it because the eagle's too weak to really block it. I think you have to try and take it. It's not something you really know DauT for. He did take 1 extra hit compared to what he maybe should have. Yo sees his boar moving. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Both scouts are pretty weak. I also don't know if Yo knew the sheep were there because he might have scouted his sheep with his own sheep while he was laming. All right. So, and honestly, the HP is kind of close. And again, this is not something I associate with DauT as a player. Oh God, he attacked the eagle and he took a hit from the boar. And this is now you can't really easily stay close to the boar because the eagle's there. And they have 1 block on the boar, and then yeah, and then Yo's gonna get that boar back home. So Yo I think he just won the game. First time we've really seen like a massive lame here, just straight up win. The boars generate on the sides and the back, but Yo just completely lamed DauT to death here. DauT's just completely screwed. Which is unfortunate for Roman fans. But the eagle came forward, took the risk, found the resources, and then some, dude. He found his resources, and he got all of his resources, except for... Oh, God, I mean, these 2 sheep as well are even going to be home. So Yo stole sheep. He stole a boar. DauT then failed to steal sheep and failed to steal a boar. And he's got a farm in Dark Age here. Is this going to open up a real opportunity for Yo and Feudal? And big reason you pick the Aztecs, guys, is because of the damage you can do with the eagle. In ranked games, you don't really see players lame each other much. They won't steal much. But now, like, the scout's so weak, you can't even push in your deer. And DauT loses the scout. Yo! Yo! This is brutal, dude. Like, Yo has done every single little thing he could do here to win this game. Every little ounce of detail has been perfect. Obviously, a great deal of, a little bit of misfortune for DauT and fortune for Yo, of course, to find everything. As he, like, the 2 sheep here, just, like, super unlucky for DauT that Yo saw them, but Yo weaved towards the sheep so he could steal them as well. The KD was like 15-0 at one point in the previous game. And it felt like Yo was in full control there. This has felt like Yo has been in full control ever since the 10-minute mark in game 1. There's never really been a point. And this one isn't, you know, that much due to, you know, any real mistakes from DauT. Obviously, I think the lame thing here, he needed to do a better job against the eagle. But yeah, this has just been Yo today. Yo brings in his boar, obviously. Yo will be moving forward here with Militia. And Yo sees the barracks from DauT. Yo almost got gated there by DauT. Respect. And Yo's going to see that DauT has Militia. Now, DauT's 50 seconds from the next stage. He has Romans, so his eco is 5% more efficient overall. Yo himself has said that he feels as though Romans are really strong. I said that I felt like if any players were going to make Romans work, it would actually be these two. Yo and then DauT. DauT won with Romans on El Dorado at one point. And you know, DauT's not dead. Still in this. Protects his wood line. Is on gold. Hasn't lost villagers. Knows that it's going to be Militia from Yo. And Yo can't really advance forward now. Great job from DauT to adapt. You know, DauT's been playing long enough, right? He remembers the days where farming in Dark Age was normal. And these days, it's like you make a farm in the Dark Age and pros are like, oh, what has gone wrong? You know, he adapted super nicely here. I don't know where these Militia are going exactly, but they'll be man-at-arms soon. And I don't think Yo had spotted those. And Yo's just skipped the man-at-arm upgrade. DauT's going to engage with his man-at-arm upgrade. He's going to wreck Yo here. And DauT will also have a range. It's actually a pretty good spot. Curious on Res collected. Res collected, DauT's collected more. What? Huh? Sick. No eco upgrades either. 5%. More efficient with everything, right? Man-at-arms, finding kills here. I'm not going to find kills here, but obviously that disrupts Yo a little bit. And Yo's going to be making archers. DauT already making skirmishers. Both players will lack some scouting on how things play out. The eagle for Yo is really weak. DauT obviously lost his scout earlier. But honestly, he could wall pretty easily. If he just walls this way or this way, he's got his stone in the, his gold in the back. I guess wood's going to be an issue for him, though. Sees, though, that Yo's going archers and his skirms are going to come here to help out. And DauT's even going to go for infantry armor. I know that Romans get the double armor. But I think with only 2 man-at-arms, the double armor investment, I think the 100 food investment's maybe not going to be the greatest here. We've said at least prioritize fletching first for your skirmishers, but it can catch Yo off guard, and DauT's looking for something extra here. He really needs a little bit of extra something. I like this, though. He's actually bringing Yo towards his own skirms now. And here his skirms without fletching. I'm going to push the archers. If fletching was in, maybe we could see more damage done here. Yo's attacking the man-at-arms. Maybe he doesn't know armor's in. And Yo loses a villager. And just as we all expected after the start, DauT is dominating, guys. And that's going to be a dead vill for Yo. Here, all of Yo's archers are dead. So, you know, this series has really had some turns. Can you imagine if DauT would have won game 2? How epic this would feel right now? You know, it's still pretty epic. And it's a pretty sick build, right? The man-at-arms have done enough. The skirms are here as well, and Yo's kind of panicking right now. And DauT's like, you may have had my boars, you may have had my sheep, but even though I wasn't on boars and sheep, 5% more efficient with my economy the whole way through is pretty freaking strong. Look at the farming eco for DauT. 15 farms against the 8 farms of Yo, who has to drop a tower. Really nice play here from DauT. You know, the nice thing about just transitioning into farms is it's a long-term thing, right? And the hunt's obviously needed, and the hunt's obviously important in these types of games. But Yo wasn't able to use his faster feudal age and the food income that he had at that time to find any benefit. And then what do you do after the hunt? You farm. Again, DauT doesn't have any eco upgrades, but he's really going to town here. And this group here has 8 kills. DauT total of 10 kills, 5 deaths. Yo's still open, and Yo really doesn't have a lot of army right now. If DauT gets into the back of Yo's base, it could be really awkward. I know there's still only 2 man-at-arms, but it's still going to be work for Yo, and there's not a lot of work for DauT at home at the moment, which could lead to a faster castle age. Patience from DauT. Didn't micro there initially, but he was just trying to find an opportunity to time the volleys. Times the volley nicely. Man-at-Arms need to be saved for any eagles, I would say. And that's what DauT's trying to do here. Yo's just going to try and use his villagers here to take out the Man-at-Arms. And they're super weak, but they have that armor we talked about. There's just one now. There's another Man-at-Arm looping in. DauT's actually making more. DauT's then dropping a market to probably think about Castle Age. Yo's already thinking about Castle Age. And here, Yo... Well, he doesn't get the Man-at-Arm yet. And there's a new Man-at-Arm for DauT, which could group up with this Skirm mass. I think Romans match up pretty nicely against Aztecs too, because it's like, what do Aztecs like to do? They like to go for monks, and they like to go for eagles. And the strong Roman infantry can be great against the eagles, and then you could always just go for light cav or something against the monks. Also, Aztec economy always feels a bit more efficient than most civilizations, but the Roman economy is sick. It is clean. Tobias says, devs, +5 carry capacity is too much. Let's make it +3. Also, devs, let's make a civ that is 5% better villagers. Yeah, better in everything. Right? It's 5% more efficient on everything. So in all fairness, the Roman tech tree is very awkward. So I think having a good economy suits the Romans. People are still trying to figure them out. That was the first thing I said about the Romans. From the tech tree aside, was just civilization's pretty ridiculous economically. And DauT said it from the start as well. I watched a lot of DauT content. That is ridiculous economy, man. I think that's why the win rate for Romans is so good at lower levels too, because lower level players, that efficiency adds up a lot because they're all very inefficient. And then you have a player like DauT who thrives, whoa, what was that? Who thrives on crazy efficiency. And he was able to defend very nicely here. It's the Reddit civ. It's got a 5% handicap applied and buffed scorpions and infantry. Are you making fun of Reddit? I love baskets? Because there's probably a subreddit for people who like baskets. I mean, I think we can agree at the very least the Roman DLC, the way it was implemented, the timing of it all, is a little different than some of the other DLCs we've had, right? But I love how DauT's playing this now. It'll be in Castle Age soon. He's added a ton more Man-at-Arms. And it's just been Yo on the defensive. Ever since we thought he just lamed DauT to death here. So DauT looking to get another win. Looking to add to his total tally of winnings here. Which is $40 a victory here in Platinum League. And he's just going to wait for the longsword upgrade here. Forward Siege Workshop. Here we go. Bought the food. Longsword. Oh, he's just going armor first? Well, makes sense, right? And I think lots of monks could work for Yo, but he doesn't really have the monk number yet. I mean, eagles could work against the skirms, but not so much against the Man-at-Arms. DauT's eco's still flying. It looks like he did just kill an eagle there. And DauT will go for a ram here. Okay, so armor doesn't help against eagles. I would have preferred to see longsword first. But, I mean, he's going to have it eventually, right? He's not fighting now anyways. If Yo had, like, 6 monks, I think this could be disastrous. But he's only going to have 3. And DauT should just force the issue all the time. He should be trying to kill villagers as quickly as possible. Yo doesn't see this. He doesn't know there's a siege workshop out here. Now he does. So now, you know, he might try and add something in here that he would have done had he noticed it. Like a siege workshop. And the issue here is that the monks will actually convert your now armored longswords. And Yo dives in with the eagle, trying to kill the siege. He's not going to be able to kill the siege just yet. Which means the longswords will be through. And DauT actually hops into the ram with the longswords. Yo now drops more houses. And Yo uses the longswords that he converted. And he just took out the ram now. And now DauT's got to dive underneath the TC. There's another monk that can get conversions. I'm beginning to be a little bit concerned here for DauT. But he doesn't lose a longsword there. And he's going to dive. And I think this is kind of the approach you have to take for now. You don't have to do it forever. But DauT's like, screw it, man. I'm going second place anyways. Let's go with all the infantry upgrades. Look at these things go. Mangonel hopped out. Mangonel gets taken out. More monks on the way from Yo. And Yo doesn't really have gold income, guys. He's going to have to sell wood and sell stone to get gold. DauT's got scorpions here too. Which feels a little weird. It feels like he's added scorpions to counter the infantry that he's donating to the enemy. So I'm still not sure I'm fully in love with that. But yeah, they don't die, but what they can do is they can get converted. And I think Yo will be fine, actually. I mean, quote-unquote fine. Actually, why did I say those words? No, I take it back. There's villagers going down everywhere. DauT's underneath the TC. DauT does not freaking care. DauT has 52 villagers and his eco's untouched. DauT will take out another Mangonel. More and more villagers have died back here. 12 eco dead for Yo. Scorpion rush on the face of Yo as well, as his farmers are all idle now. And Yo still doesn't have easy long-term access to gold. Like, these villagers here are the only gold miners. And Yo's going to get a relic, because naturally you're just going to get relics while you're being scorpioned in the face. Yo's probably like, this is fine. It's just funny to me. Here's the mango. And this is why I kind of question the scorpions, but I think DauT's trying to use as many bonuses as he can right now. And Mangonel will probably go down. Monks get conversions on longswords, though. There's now 5 longswords for Yo and 9 for DauT. And Yo is saving the monks inside the TC. They can get conversions again. There's another Mangonel on the way. DauT probably needs to think about booming now. Like adding a TC or something. And then eventually going for light cap. It is kind of interesting. In the previous game, it felt like a massive lead for Yo. And yet Yo was like, let me get the relics. Let me think about the late game. DauT, well, he's doing it now. But DauT, he changes his approach when he is the lead. When he is the lead, he's like, okay, we finish the game now. Not all the time, but at least in this case. But Yo's not dead. So that's a good TC because DauT needed a new wood line to chop anyways. And Yo's still in the game. And Yo's got 3 relics on graveyards, where there's a lot more relics around. That's actually just mining the gold there, which is kind of funny. I think that will be spotted when Yo goes to get the relic. Yo's got 6 monks. There's no real counter to monks. Yo's going to actually run forward now to try and counterattack with the longswords. Yo is way behind in Vills, though. Like, crazy behind in Vills. It feels like a stable or two, and DauT's fine. This is important for DauT. He actually finds the longswords that are running forward, so he can just chase those down. And DauT hoping to get relics back at home as well. Yo scouting around with the skirmishers. Yo lost 16 eco this game, killed 0. But he had the boars. And not only did he have the boars, but he had the sheep. He had all the hunt, all the meat. DauT's just been a lowly farmer. But how did Jags do, guys? I played a ranked game like a week or 2 ago where I was Aztecs against Romans, and I went Jags and Monks. Feel like Jags and Monks counters everything. But in the game I'm referencing, because I did feel like I could just never lose. I could convert all the siege, and I had Jags to match up against the longswords. In that game, the eco was similar. And it is not here. Not at all. Why DauT is making more longswords, I'll never know. It's a very DauT thing to do, but you've got tons of food eco. I feel like you're giving Yo an opportunity here if you're DauT by doing this. Yes, your units are strong. Yes, you could just keep committing more to the fights and still possibly take good engagements. Or alternatively, you could take awful engagements and give Yo confidence and give Yo opportunities. Which at the moment is what is happening. Feels super odd to just rush in with more longswords, but maybe for him, it's easier, you know, just to queue up more units all the time and not have to focus about tech switches. It's probably easier. He didn't really kill that much here, though. These villagers died, by the way. Yo will go for a TC there. DauT going for another TC. And another barracks. DauT's like, I don't care. But, like... So this is where knowing DauT and his personality Really adds to the commentary. Guys, what would DauT be saying? If this was a ranked game, what would he be saying? He'd be complaining about the monks, right? He'd be like, ah, freaking monks. Oh, Mr. Yo conversion, right? Even if he's just joking around, you know, those are the things that DauT would say. There's a point where, yeah, monks are strong. But you can't just keep giving the guy opportunities when you've got tons of food eco. It literally just like Cav. And Yo can't be moving out with monks right now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, Yo wants to castle that hill. DauT also wants to castle soon. DauT's eco is insane. And from my perspective, DauT should win this game pretty easily from here. There is some concern, though, that he's going to lose army to monks. If Yo's able to get all the conversions, Yo could obviously lose all of this army. He sees this. He goes for conversions. What will DauT do? DauT's going to engage, naturally. And the monks didn't get conversions on each and every one. There's now a castle going up, and I think DauT realizes I will throw my army. Credit to both players. I thought DauT was finished in this game. And then I thought Yo was finished. And almost all the relics have been collected. And DauT's going to drop a castle here. And he will take a fight now. Unfortunately for him, he's going to lose a monk. It's kind of funny from Yo. Just goes and kills the monk. And honestly, just run back to your castle now. And run back to your monks. I don't know, guys. Like, Yo having the hill. Yo having 6 relics with Aztecs. Yo having all these monks. DauT never transitioning into anything that could take care of the monks. Just continuing to donate longswords. Like, Yo has as many longswords as DauT. And DauT is going to continue to make more. Yo is finding kills here with this eagle. So that's going to be the 3rd kill that Eagle's gotten in this game. And when Yo has control over the game, it's really hard to bring it back against him. Monks defo need nerfing, but DauT defo playing stupid right now just makes him cap. I mean, yeah, like, we could have some conversations on monks all we want. Aztec monks have always been OP because of the HP. Always. But, like, now it's actually hard to use Cav. You're stuck because your opponent's got a longsword mass in front. I think it's just frustration, you know, and stubbornness and not wanting to switch. But the opportunity's been there when he had a 30 villager lead. Here's the rare but powerful Scorpion Raid underneath the TC. As Yo is now converting more longswords and is going to convert the barracks here. And Yo's going to click up to the Imperial Age. DauT can't go up to Imp because he's spending more resources or more longswords to donate to Yo because he loves him so much. I think Yo's going to win this game. Yo is up to the Imperial Age now. Yo's economy, still 40 villagers behind, but economy makes military, and all the military DauT makes simply switches sides. Even here, you know, 3 stable light calf could potentially contribute against the monks. DauT goes in again. Yeah, I just remembered, I predicted 2-1 in the predictions. So DauT's actually screwing with my predictions here with this all-in longsword play. What the hell, man? That's all right. I'm never going to get first place in that contest. That ship has sailed a long time ago. Look at how many longswords Yo has. He has more than DauT. Like, he's thrown the game. He's fully thrown the game. It would have been an epic comeback from him. I mean, maybe he could still win the game. He still has a great economy. He's going to find quite a few kills here. But Yo could just freely run around with the monks because we haven't seen a light cav at all from DauT. Maybe an imp? No, DauT's like, nope, we make more. He's going to upgrade his units. This is a little disappointing to see, honestly. Like the previous game, DauT ended up taking it to imp. He switched out of a poor opening pretty quickly here, but it's just been full infantry. And Yo with 6 relics, DauT with 5. Yo will have Jags, which trade very well against infantry, plus the monks. And no real sign that DauT is going to switch away from this, as he's got plenty of stone and gold. Does anyone know if Romans get heresy? Because if you're going to play like this, you need to at least get heresy. I don't know if they do. Crazy eco lead still. It's actually ridiculous. Yo in the Imperial Age. DauT with longswords. And DauT's going to give 3 more units to his opponent. The positive here is he donated those units before the attack upgrade came in. So Yo will have less attack on his longswords. Here come the beautiful, beautiful Jags. Here come the beautiful, beautiful monks, because there's not a light cap to be seen. And we have more monk upgrades, obviously, coming in for Yo. Legionary coming in for DauT. Let's hope at least that he takes the fight after Legionary and not before. Apparently, Romans do not get it. Okay, good to know. And there's also... Ooh, this, I wasn't think I was going to say this today. Commentensis? Comment... Oh, God. Commentensis? I don't know. Kami. It's the Kami tech. Sure. I'll figure it out for the next time. And that adds a bit of charge attack to the Legionaries. But DauT's not going to have Legionaries. He's going to lose a lot of units on both sides. To the Jags and to the Monks. And Yo just continues to push in as we see Elite Jaguar Warrior. Commitment issues? DauT does have commitment issues. He's too committed. Too committed to the infantry. That is actually perfect for this scenario. Thank you. Legionaries in. Alright. So I don't think Capture Age shows the charge attack. I'm pretty sure it's not 12 plus 2. The plus 2 is just the blacksmith upgrades. I'm pretty sure it's plus 7 initially. I don't know if it's plus 7 on top of the 2, though. Capture Age needs to... I told them, the Yurumis as well, Capture Age doesn't show the stats for that. Hopefully they'll fix that at some point. But yeah, Jags are a really strong form of infantry. You combine that with the monks, and then, of course, the plus 8 attack that Aztecs can get. And yeah, this is just not going to be doable for DauT. This fight might be doable. Let's see. Because the Jags are missing quite a few upgrades compared to DauT. And there's not as many monks here. Oh, God. The Jags wreck them. Oh, God. Yeah, just brutal. And kind of sad to see DauT conclude group stage like this. But the reality is, still played really well in all of TTL. And he'll be in second place. Which is where he ended up last season, if I recall. And it obviously... Apparently, Gamer Legion's been talking about it. The potential that they could meet... If, like, DauT didn't win this, the potential that he could meet a teammate in the round of 12 in the playoffs. And it will be Viper, it will be Tato, from what we know. One of them, sorry, not both. But DauT completely screwing my predictions here. He should have won this game. I mean, it would have been an epic comeback. But it just was too stubborn, man. There are instances where you can complain about monks. Absolutely. Like, monks could do some crazy things in this game. But when your opponent has 18 longswords right now, and you've yet to make a stable, when you had a 40 villager lead, still never made a stable, when your opponent only had monks, I think there's got to be some questions on the approach. This, in my opinion, doesn't have a lot to do with monks being strong. It has to do with DauT's stubbornness. But, you know, maybe just it's a mental hang-up for him, and guys, like, as someone who has also just stayed on one unit and spammed villagers out of TCs many a times when I'm a little bit tired or a little bit off, I think it's that. You know, he's down 2 games. It's not that he's not taking it serious. It could just be the fact that he feels as though it's just... everything mentally is not clicking for him right now. And that's the thing that makes Yo so freaking awesome. Wait. Wait. I see something wrong here. I see something very wrong here. I think we found a capture age bug as DauT resigns. It says that Yo's most created unit was 57 militia. He did not make 57 militia. Let's see. How many conversions did he get? He had 66 conversions, and I would guess that he converted 57 longswords, which is ridiculous. And then the rest was probably like monks and villagers. But Capture Age thinks it was a 57 militia drush. So, yeah, I guess that answers our question of how many legionaries were converted. I mean, Res collected. DauT's still way ahead. And it's the food, right? And like, sure, at this point, when your opponent has monks, it's kind of harder to get to them because they have a buffer of 20 longswords and a couple jags. But there was definitely a point where I think DauT could have just gone stable switch. But maybe a little stubbornness from DauT, and DauT didn't really click today. And DauT's going to have to brush up on his strategy because I think regardless of who DauT goes up against in the playoffs, whether it is Viper or whether it is against Tato, he will be the underdog there. But DauT will move on to the round of 12. So let me pull this up here. It's probably not immediately updated, but we have the projected playoffs area. I'm just going to refresh it. Maybe it was updated. Has not been. Okay, so basically, DauT is not here, obviously, because he has not won the group. Yo went 14-1 in the group with that result. And it will be Yo in this quarterfinal. And thus, obviously, DauT goes down here. Where live standings, it would be up against Tato. Now, Tato has a chance at moving into a different spot in that group. But we know it's either going to be Tato or Viper here. As it is second place in Group A versus third place in Group D. All right. So, great final showing for Yo. Not so much for DauT. Maybe some worry for DauT fans, but DauT still had a really good season. He ends up, this is what the group looks like, or looked like before the series, but DauT ends up with 11 wins and 4 losses. Pretty much on par with what I think he did the previous season. Super consistent the whole way throughout, of course. Only losing to Yo is nothing to be too ashamed of. But Yo, a god right now. Honestly, Yo is looking clean, dude. Yo is looking amazing. Especially considering like some of the games he had against some other players in that group, like Yo versus Valis was insane. Yo versus Daniel was so good. It really feels like, what map are you going to break Yo on in this pool? Like, there's just not many maps that Yo's shown many weaknesses on, so well played.